John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Champeau. It's KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio.
Well, when Jerry Brown released his budget a couple of days ago, there was a lot of talk. He was being cautiously optimistic, but it looked like we're running billions of dollars ahead of budget projections, right? The money's rolling in, but he wants to be cautious. He wants to be careful, don't get carried away, not necessarily give away raises to all the state workers. But in the meantime, his cronies, the Democrats in the legislature, have got a list of 20 tax and fee measures that they would like to get passed. And as you know, they have a supermajority. So they don't need a Republican vote to do this. So why would they do this?
And they don't need Jerry Brown. They can override any Jerry Brown veto. They can do what they want. They have 100% power now. There's no shared power with the Republicans or even the governor. That's the evil of the two-thirds majority for a single party.
And here's the numbers. The state has taken in $4.5 billion more than expected since January 1st. But John's right. The majority party has enough strength to override any Jerry Brown veto.
Why don't they give?
So how far will they take this?
Why don't they give back the sales tax increase then? Remember, you people voted for a sales tax on yourself in addition to that filthy wealth tax on the successful people, that Proposition 30. Well, now they're getting more money than expected. Not just more money because of the tax, more money than they expected, even accounting for the tax. Well, if that's true, then it's clear they lied to us. They didn't need the money for the schools. What they needed the money for was to shore up the teachers' pension fund. So, now they have the tax money. They're still getting an excess of tax receipts anyway. They should be rescinding the taxes. Instead, they've got 20 bills to increase 20 other taxes.
And this runs into the billions of dollars. Here's the quick list. Of course, the soda tax on cigarettes is back. Plastic grocery store bag tax, bullet tax, strip club tax, marijuana users could pay more. And the biggest one is a tax on oil companies that would raise $2 million for, are you ready for this? Education in state parks. Were we just told that Prop 30 has saved the schools? And didn't we just find out that the state parks put away millions of dollars in a slush fund?
Yeah.
They hid money?
It was $55 million.
It's a 9.5% tax on oil pumped from California ground. What do you think that'll happen to you at the pump? They'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, it'd be a driving tax is what it's going to be.
It says here the bill would prohibit oil companies from passing on the tax to motorists, but legislative staffers admitted to the LA Times that provision would be difficult and costly to enforce. What do you think that means? It's coming your way.
All these taxes would add up to another $5 billion. And it's all the same crap. They want a tax on bullets.
Bullets, a 10% tax on bullets.
To provide money to fight crime in cities? You don't need the money to fight crime in cities. Crime is at a record low. Yeah. Crime is lower than it's been in 60 years. They don't need all that crime-fighting money would go to higher police salaries and pensions. That's the thing. People don't say, fighting crime in cities, that's a good thing. No, Los Angeles has 1,000 too many cops right now. They have 1,000 extra cops that they don't need because the crime rates are so low.
We want crime to get to zero. Don't you understand?
Mental health programs. This bullet tax. You don't need money for mental health programs. They had a millionaire's tax for mental health programs that was passed by the voters almost 10 years ago. That money has piled up to such a degree they don't know what to spend it on.
This is so crazy that, of course, we've talked about the $10 per customer tax at strip clubs, money for rape prevention programs. Matt Gray, a representative of the, I like this, the Association of Club Executives. Don't they usually call them like a gentleman's club?
Yeah, right.
He said there's no evidence that nudity plus alcohol leads to sex violence against women.
No.
So why would you be coming after these people?
You don't go into a strip club, have a couple of drinks, and then
go home and rape your girlfriend?
No, you don't. That doesn't happen. That's not the way it works. We see the cheap connections.
They're out of their minds.
We're getting it for mental health, for parks, to fight crime, to stop rape. It's not going to go for any of that.
Why do you think we wanted a part-time legislature? When they're up there as long as they are, this is the kind of stuff that spews out of Sacramento.
You want one-party rule? If you only vote for Democrats and you get one-party rule, guess what? Your Democrat friends tax you, the Democrat voter. They got 20 taxes. These taxes aren't aimed at the Republicans. They're aimed at everybody. And they don't need the money. They now have more money than they know what to do with.
And I tell you what, if they're working on bills to help kickstart the economy and help businesses, I'm not hearing about them. Every time I hear about the bills they're working on, it's all these freaking tax bills. That's all they work on. That's all they do. All right, when we come back, USA Today did quite a look at a number of California cities that are in big trouble. We've talked before about the bankruptcies affecting places like Stockton and San Bernardino. It's a bigger list than you think. We'll get to it.
That's John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Champo.